In this video, I'm going to try to explain my philosophy of life in 4 minutes. So, all that we can ever truly know about life is based on our experience of it. And all experience is subjective and limited to the individual capacity of our body and mind. A human's subjective experience of the world is limited to our five senses. The way that another animal, insect, or plant experiences the world is limited to their senses. So there is no objective reality that any being can experience because experience itself is always subjective. Yet the common thread in all experience is this subjective awareness, the awareness that is perceiving and experiencing. This awareness or consciousness exists in every living being, regardless of the form of their body or mind. Even creatures that do not have brains exhibit this awareness and ability to respond to their environment. So, all we can say for certain about life is that it is an experience, and consciousness is necessary for any experience to exist, because it is what is experiencing. This energy of consciousness or intelligence exists in all living beings. It is at the source of all life, and is what is experiencing life through each one of us. Just as there are many waves, but only one ocean, there are many living beings, but only one energy of consciousness. So, what is this consciousness, and why does it exist? I'm not sure, but I imagine that this consciousness has infinite potential, and life is the way that it expresses this infinite potential, and is how consciousness is able to experience itself through each one of us. Is it doing this for knowledge of itself, for self actualization, or is it doing it for entertainment because it's fun and interesting? I'm not sure. But regardless, each one of us at our core is this one energy of life or consciousness experiencing itself through the medium of our human body and mind. We tend to be completely ignorant of this and identify ourselves with our thoughts, our bodies, our culture, our self image, and many other things. This mental idea of ourselves as being a separate and limited being is known as the ego. The goal of many spiritual paths is to see beyond the limitations of the ego to wake up to the truth of our being as this one consciousness. How do we do this? Essentially, by being fully attentive to life here and now. When we are truly present and give our total attention to the present moment, we become the present moment. We surrender ourselves and our idea of ourself to the deeper presence of awareness that we are, and we experience life fully in each moment from this deeper perspective of pure consciousness. Rather than suffering from the fears, desires, and attachments associated with our ego, we experience the freedom, peace, and bliss of our ever present consciousness that transcends the ego and all of the changing experiences that arise and pass within this ever present consciousness. We can also recognize ourselves, our true self, this one energy of life or consciousness within every other living being, which gives rise to the experience of universal love and compassion. With this realization, we are at peace in our own being, have love for all life, are free to enjoy the experience of life in a body, but do not limit our identity to the body because ultimately we are the one energy of life itself.